another short update video. I just want to show you what I'm dealing with here, what I'm doing here. But I want to start with this little trick I learned thanks to the internet. I know that's not very specific. Watch this. Carefully. Trying to keep the wires apart because I'm not sure what will happen if I connect them wrong. But there, when I connect them right, you can see that the fan does indeed work, despite this fried connector here. It's a little bit warm because it was hooked directly to the battery terminal. That's how we get the power to see if it works without having to crank the Jeep. Yeah, check that out. Very carefully, like I said, I rigged it up in a very amateur way. Not so sure there's a professional way to do this, but hey, I just learned this and I wanted to try it out, partly out of curiosity and partly to see if this worked. And it does, as does the trick. But yeah, if you can tell there is damage to that connector, and part of the plastic is stuck to the other connector down in here. This is kind of difficult, but it's right here. Plastic off the other piece is stuck down in this piece. And because of that, I'm gonna have to improvise. But now that I know that the fan works and can indeed get a connection through that bad connector, I might try to clean it up a bit, both connectors, both pieces, put them back together. And of course they weren't fully connected before. Maybe that's why they pretty much exploded in the first place. But yeah, they were so difficult to get apart. They broke when I finally did get them apart, and thus the damage. Plastic in places it isn't supposed to be. Whew. Yeah, I'll rig something up, see if I can get it working. In the meantime, that pipe down there is going to come out of there one way or another because it is full of rusty looking junk, and we don't want that, especially if we, meaning me, meaning I, am putting new parts on the Jeep, which cost money. They're not nearly as much as a mechanic would cost, so I'm saving some money here. Yeah, I have to replace this water pump. I'm going to replace this pipe, the big one. I already replaced the little one, but I do have to replace that other pipe, the one on the bottom there, if I can manage to get it out of the Jeep. Then the cleaning process begins before I go and make my new purchases. Well, I may make the new purchases first. We'll see. See where I get. We'll see where this goes. I have a lot to do, have my work cut out, so I'm going to get right on that. Or wrong on that. I'm literally just learning all of this in the last week. Everything I've done here, including removing and replacing the thermostat and the housing and one of the pipes there. Yeah, this is all new to me, so hopefully it continues to go somewhat well, though it is a pain. I was out working on this beast until after 1 o'clock in the morning last night. Hopefully I can get just as much done in a shorter amount of time tonight. Fingers crossed. I don't know if you can tell, but that pipe is flattened for some reason. I'm not sure whether or not I did that. I was using some plier-like tools, obviously, to try to get the pipe off, which I finally did get off, but I didn't even have it situated that way, in that direction, in order to flatten it like that. So I don't feel like it was me, but I don't know why they would have made it like that, or why I would have a circular cinch on a pipe shaped like that. Maybe someone in the past flattened it, or maybe it was me just now. And I'm just not sure how I managed that. So when I finally got the pipe pulled out, when I finally got the hose pulled out, I found out that the nozzle had been flattened. But I've since figured it out. See that? It's no longer flat, because I took my needle nose pliers, if I can find them here. Here we go. And I simply stabbed them into the nozzle and turned the pliers until it was fairly rounded once again. Now what I'm going to do, before I go to the store and try to make some purchases, and by purchases I mean that pipe, and that water pump. Well, I'm going to try to do something with this, so I can know whether or not I need to buy anything for that. Hopefully not, but I have no idea. I'll see what I can do with that. I just realized something. So I got this fan wiring fixed. So I thought, at the repair shop just across the street from here. A year ago, almost a year ago. It just now hit me. Not only that, well, I know why this thing hasn't been working, but it hasn't actually worked since it supposedly got fixed. And that's because this little piece here, which I just cleared the busted plastic away from, is supposed to fit over the metal piece on the other connector, not this one, but the one I'm about to show you. So the metal piece on the other connector, which I'm about to show you, is supposed to go inside there. Well, it was never actually inside there. Check this out, and I hope you can hear me. See this one I'm holding on to right here? That one is correct. That's what it's supposed to look like, other than whatever that is inside there. I'll have to clean that out. Some junk in there. Okay, this is the faulty one. See how the metal pin is pushed to the side? So the metal pin was never even in the slot on the other one where it was supposed to be. It was pushed up against the side, and ultimately it got fried. I'm pretty sure that's why. I mean, it's possible that even though it was never correctly inserted, it still worked, at least for a time. But by the looks of it, it did indeed get fried ultimately. But that's what I'm just now putting together in my head. Just now putting that puzzle together. So I'm going to just connect it without the plastic safety feature, and maybe wrap something around it. I don't know, it probably gets pretty hot. I feel like tape would melt over it. Okay, so again, I don't know if you can see this. But I cleaned off that pin as best I could. I had to break part of the original plastic casing off of there to get to it, and then there was a bunch of plastic stuck to the metal itself. Plastic which came off of the other connector. That was the difficult part, scraping it. I used some sandpaper as well to file it down, so I can have a good metal on metal connection once I get things going. Yeah, here you can see the difference. Hopefully this works out. Not a lot of protective coating now, especially on this one. It's getting too late to go to the auto parts store, and I want to be sure that I'm getting the right parts. So I think what I'm going to do is clean this up a bit, and then call it a night. I will, however, take my parts, which I will be replacing, into our apartment, doing a bit of research on them just to make sure I know what I'm looking for. Then tomorrow I can go in and get the correct replacement. There are a couple different ones at O'Reilly's, a couple different water pumps. So I want to get the one that's just like this because I'll know that it goes. Yeah, let me clean this up a bit though, so I can take care of this leak.